like appreciate all the work you do and stuff like that, but it's also like not that great. I don't get input on like people we hire, like all this stuff like that. I don't get
people we hire. Why would I ask you about people I hire?
Because it's Frenemies and you take the budget for paying the crew. That's what you told me. You take highlights, you take 5% to pay the crew.
No,
so why don't I get any input on the crew or what we do?
These are employees of our
So why are you taking
company.
highlights and 5% of Frenemies? You told me that it was to pay them, that they could be working
for production costs.
Okay, but you told me
it's for
at the
production
beginning,
costs.
You told me at the beginning it's like they could be working on other things. So I made that argument too. I'm like, well, they're already H3. Oh, they could be working on other things. So I'm like, okay, in that case,
for production costs. I take 5% extra from the podcast revenue, and I take the highlights revenue, and everything else we split.
Right. So for production costs,
yeah.
But again, you were about to move us all to downtown LA, and I was just like, but the production cost should be included. Yeah. Like you were going to share the cameras because Dan said, "Oh, we have to get new computers and new cameras." Well, I'm like, Frenemies has the budget. And I obliged
you. I said, "Okay, fine."
But you fought me on it
because we bought a studio downtown. That was always the plan, by the way, that we were going to move downtown. And then all of a sudden, I was like, "Yo," and I was like, "Yo, we're moving." I told you ahead of time, but it's fine because
you didn't tell me downtown LA.
We're still at my house now, but I said, "Okay." So I was like, "Yo, by the way, we moved into our new office. We're going to be there next week." It's good. And then you're like, "Oh, I don't want to go down there." And we had made all these plans to move the set and everything and to do everything. So you're like, "I don't want to go down there." And then we talked about it for a little bit, and I said, "Okay, fine." And so we had to buy.
But that was the first time we ever spent money on production costs.
It's not about that, dude. It's literally about we are producing the show and I'm taking a cut. I feel like that's beyond reasonable.
All the highlights.
Reasonable.
5%. 5%. Do you realize how much 5% was of our last one? That should be enough. But also like highlights, and then you weren't the membership I had to fight for because you weren't. You're like, oh, I forgot to tell you about the members. Like
I giving you 50% of all the members, even though we work and do all of the work. I don't know why you fight me on money. The deal you have is beyond reasonable.
Okay.
No, but I feel like a lot of frustration you have about everything with the.
Frustrated. When I'm bringing stuff up, you get defensive. I'm not frustrated. I'm pointing out these things because I would like to know. I just want everything to be a lot more transparent because I'm like, what are the production costs?
I can't be more transparent.
Can you show me all the costs of production?
It's not like an itemized thing. We are doing the show. That's the cost.
So you don't think 5% is like enough for the producing the show?
5% and the highlights was what we agreed to at the begining, and that's what it is.
Oh my God. Okay, if you think that's what it's worth, okay.
It's worth more than that, to be honest with you. You're getting a very generous deal. And the sponsors that we work to get, right? We do all the work to bring the sponsors.
I mean, I had 50%. All of Adam and Eve for the first 20 shows. So I mean, I appreciate what you do, but don't act like I don't bring it.
You brought Adam and Eve, and so that was one sponsor we worked with.
That's all we had for the first
And now we have tons of sponsors every episode because it takes time, obviously to get the show up and pitching, and you get 50% of all of that. I feel like the deal you get is super fair. And I feel like you're gaslighting me, to be honest, saying that you're not frustrated about
that. But I'm not.
Because it really is a source of every time something comes up where it's like, I hired somebody or this, that, and oh, you don't do that much on the show.
I'm bringing attention to it. I'm not upset. I would text you. I would tell you if I was.
It always comes down to, you get this extra 5%. And so
because you're saying, why should I get an input on the employees? That's what you said. And
because
you brought up to me
they don't just work on Frenemies, they're my employees.
Okay, but when I said that to you originally, you said, oh, we pay the employees. They could be working on other things. So why don't we have Frenemies employees and I get input if we're spending 5% of the budget towards them?
I think that's not what it is.
That's what you said.
So then that's. But I don't remember. But that's
gaslighting is telling someone how they feel, and you're telling me how I feel, and I'm telling you I don't feel frustrated or upset. So I don't know what else that could be. How am I gaslighting you by telling you I'm not feeling this way? How is that gaslighting you? I'm not feeling this way.
Okay.
I wouldn't show up. I wouldn't come here. I would,
You listen. You can be upset and not because you could be upset and then also not be like, I'm not showing up. Fuck you.
I'm not
there's
upset.
levels.
If I was upset, I wouldn't show up.
I'm just explaining. I'm just because you can be upset and still show up.
But I'm not upset, and that's what gaslighting is. Because you're saying I'm gaslighting you by saying
you're not upset. You're perfectly.
Oh, wow.
You're in a perfect condition right now.
Okay. Wow. Holy cow, that's crazy. I mean, I don't know how you. I just don't see what you just did. That's really.
What
crazy.
Did I do?
We have to end it now. Really.
What did I do?
We got to stop for real. Really.
Okay.
We need to stop. Please. Okay.
Whenever you're ready, you can walk away.
So. No, because I don't want to title this.
It's the pizza curse.
Can we just? I'm
not going to title it
Trisha's
thing. It's the pizza curse. It is.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't have got pizza. The pizza. Oh no, it was pizza. Trisha, let me just say,
the fact,
I'm sorry.
Ethan, that you just did that. You're right. You're right. Nothing's wrong with you. But I go. You don't know how much therapy I go to a week. I go to 4 Zoom sessions a week.
No, I understand.
Ethan, what you just said was, "You're right, Trisha. Everything's fine." That's insane. Like the fact that you did that to me is like
it's
insane.
not insane. We're friends. We're having a friendly conversation. I shouldn't have to walk on eggshells around everything I say.
All right, Ethan. I'm asking to end this. I'm asking.
You can leave anytime, Trisha.
But then you're making this thing where we're not ending the show, and you get to sit here and be like, "Okay, well that just happened," and you're eating pizza, and then
I will end the show the minute you walk.
All right,
off the
so
frame.
let's just end it, please. Thank you guys for watching, and I don't want it to be a thing where you're just sitting here eating pizza and you become a meme.
So then I'll say I'm sorry.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't want to get in an argument over
I really need to leave.
Okay, all right, we're done. Thank you guys.
Thank you.